With Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Aristotle, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away in Boston, it'll be the Celtics going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, they are clearly amped up for this one and determined to have a strong showing from the get-go. They feel this is a game they can win and want to establish that pace early on. One of the guys we'll be seeing tonight is Al Horford. He's been an all-star before, not really a household name, though. Does he get the underrated tag from you, Shaq?
Yeah, you know, he's never been the center of attention on his teams, even back in his college days at Florida. But very much a blue-collar post player. He brings it every night.
Well, if you're an NBA player or an NBA fan, you know, that really pays attention to the game, you know Al Horford and you know his abilities. But if you're a casual fan, I would say, yes, he is underrated to the casual fan, the people who kind of check in on just on the weekends. I would say they don't know how good he really is.
Very consistent, huh?
Oh, consistency is his middle name. It's Al Consistency Horford.
That's true, Shaq. You can look it up. That does it for now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
An aerial view of downtown Boston, our location tonight, gives you a great idea of the beauty of this historic city. On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Washington Wizards are ready for this thing to get started. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analyst, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, thank you, Kevin. Hey, this Celtics team has established defense as a key part of its identity. Coach Brad Stevens said, it's got to be our DNA. If it's not, we're in trouble. Forward Jay Crowder added, we play hard. Guys don't like that in this league. They want an easy, flowing game, but we play hard. Kevin?
They've got some tough physical players, DA. They don't take plays off. We got a battle at center tonight. What will you be watching there?
Yeah, I think these are two franchises, Kevin, that obviously pride themselves on what they do on the defensive end. It all starts there. Their philosophy is championships begin there. And if you're talking about defense, no better position to start from than the center spot. Two great rim protectors that we're going to watch tonight.
Make a difference. They certainly do. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, the always dangerous Wall and Beal are the backcourt. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward, and it's Gortat in at the 5 down low. Morris with the bucket.
Well, terrific ball movement there, and once again, John Wall finds the right man at the right time.
The shot's good.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Outside, Beal. Morris a screen. Morris with a screen on Bradley. Beal, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Here's Thomas. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
He really has to get it off that quickly. Any hesitation when you're giving up that kind of size, it's almost sure to get blocked.
Now here's Beal. Wall, that's good.
If he consistently makes that three-point shot, John Wall's game to me is MVP caliber.
Thomas kicks to Johnson. Picked by Horford. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on John Wall. The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
And the Celtics, a stifling defensive ball club under head coach Brad Stevens.
I mean, tremendous perimeter defenders. One of the top-rated teams in the league in terms of steals. And even without being a dominant defensive rebounding and shot-blocking team, they were so good on the wings that it didn't matter.
Boy, that's 4 for 5. Terrific start for this offense.
Beal's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Wall against Thomas. Horford with a screen on Wall. Outside Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Rejected by Wall.
You see the wingspan and the timing by John Wall. What a defensive effort.
It's stolen by Bradley. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Thomas dishes to Johnson. Horford kicks to Crowder. 5 on the clock. On the wing, Johnson. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Good. The Wizards have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Wall passes to Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Beal's got 7 points in the game. Here's Thomas. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Johnson the screen. Bradley, no one around him. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Beal with it. Now guarded by Bradley. Here's Gortat. The putback. And Boston with the rebound. Thomas with the ball. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Outside Bradley. Shot clock at 6. Horford in the post. Gortat's there. Chalk up 2 there. Horford's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
I mean, easily prevented points if they just attacked the boards the way they should have.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
So Boston going with almost an entire new grouping. Olynyk, he's checked in for Johnson. Brown comes in for Jay Crowder. Marcus Smart's checked in for Bradley. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Gortat. Kelly Oubre comes in for Morris. Bogdanovich is checked in for Beal. And it's Jennings in for John Wall. There's Brown with the 3. It's not going to go for him. And Washington the other way now. And it's interesting, Bogdanovich came over from Croatia a couple years back. He's shown flashes, Greg, of talent, especially offensively, but he's still putting it all together.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key for him. Sometimes he's aggressive, other times he just disappears. Does have good size and strength for a wing, can hit from the outside, also finishes well around the basket. I like to see him create more for his teammates.
Olynyk can't hit.
Tunnel vision is a bad trait to possess, and he probably should not have taken that 3.
Here's Oubre. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Wizards leading by 9. Smith dishes to Jennings. Here's Bogdanovich, guarded by Smart. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
The Wizards have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
50 seconds left in the first. Here's Brown. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Horford. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good.
And it had been something that had been talked about in the past via trade, but Al Horford joined Boston in the offseason via free agency. Was the fit that he wanted team-wise, and Horford was ready for a new challenge. So great fit with this roster and the city of Boston.
Yeah, we know there are big men in the NBA who struggle at the line, but for him, it's a real strength.
The 3. Bogdanovich, no luck.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Now here's Smart. Pass to Horford. 30 seconds left. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. It's the Wizards. They're up by 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who taught me my form, my follow-through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still, to this day, thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Well, they trust each other, and that's something you establish in practice and in games, and you don't see a ton of miscommunication out there.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Morris pairs with Gortat down low. The always dangerous Wall and Beal are the backcourt. And it's Oubre in at the 3. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, you look around the league and the post-up is giving way to more and more pick and rolls, more and more three-point shooting. Some big men don't like it, but Amir Johnson embraces the change. He said, "It's what I do. I'm a big that likes to set screens and roll." And Kevin, with his combination of range and finishing inside, has become one of the best at it in the game.
Very efficient, D.A. Thanks. Well, Isaiah Thomas, a first-time All-Star in 2016, only the second player in NBA history, 5'9" or shorter, to merit that honor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, following in the footsteps of the legendary Calvin Murphy, and for a guy taken with the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft, Thomas no longer Mr. Irrelevant. Another step in his quest to become the best under 6-foot basketball player to ever lace him up.
The Wizards have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
This guy was the 57th pick back in 2005. Safe to say that Gortat has outperformed his draft position. That is one of the more formidable big men in the game.
Thomas kicks to Olynyk. Outside Thomas. Pocket 6. No good off the front iron.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Wall passes to Oubre. Back to Wall. Morris a screen. Shoots from the baseline, and the shot goes down. Wall's got 5 now.
Well, Wall works hard to get shots from right there, uses his quick feet really well.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Long range from the inbound. It's rebounded by John Wall. Wizards leading by 15. And stolen by Thomas. And the wide open shot from Crowder misses off the left iron.
Just have to shake that miss off. He knows he can make it.
Morris outside. There's the pick. Beal up top. Gortat with the screen for Beal. No good on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Outside Bradley. Outside Thomas. 5 on the clock. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He hasn't been able to shoot for a high percentage this quarter, but he's still pushing the action.
Doris, we see a lot of teams in the NBA push the tempo right now. As a former point guard, did you prefer playing at that kind of pace, at a faster pace?
Well, first of all, I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan, so they played at, breakneck pace. Magic out in the open floor, James Worthy on one wing, Kareem running the lane line. I loved playing at a faster pace. I mean, for players, you're out in space, you're able to show off your athleticism. The best part of my game was my handles, Kevin.
Right. Well, people always say that when, if you're playing basketball, you're quarterback in the offense. If you're playing football, you're the point guard of the offense. So it seems to me like those two positions are really the same position, maybe the most important position in all sports.
No, I think so. I don't think there's any question because the ball is in your hands and you are an extension of the head coach, whether you're talking football or basketball.
Quick thinking people play that position. That's a compliment for you, Doris.
I appreciate that.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Al Horford's checked in for Olynyk. Johnson comes in for Avery Bradley. And it's Rozier in for Thomas. Screen by Smith. Jennings kicks to Beal. There's the feed to Morris. The Wizards with another miss. Celtics trail by 13. Smart passes to Rozier. Horford against Smith, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a two-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
And the wide-open shot from Morris. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And that's now 7 points for Markieff Morris. 1:46 left in the first half. And Horford wide open. He shoots. Boston again missing. Wizards leading by 14. Smith kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Smith. He feeds it to Porter. Here's Bogdanovich. That one goes. Count it.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And to look at his percentage from the line, you see him at 89%. That's an indicator of what a consistent stroke he has.
Timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Start it. Go home, Boston!
1:25 left in the first half of basketball. Jennings with the steal. One-on-one here. A second chance effort. And it's Smith missing.
Great possession with an even better shot. Disappointing it doesn't go.
Rozier kicks to Brown. Johnson the screen. Johnson with a screen on Porter. It's Brown with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And when you talk about a player having an NBA-ready body, you want them to have the strength to compete with vets right off the bat. And make no mistake about it, Jaylen Brown has an NBA-ready body.
I'm just not sure the NBA is ready for him. I mean, he is a physical monster. Takes contact like defenders are insects and can still finish strong through the foul. Has a combo of speed, strength, lift, and endurance that you rarely see from a player his age.
Morris a screen, shot off the pick. And Boston with the rebound.
Sometimes you've got to get right in the shooter's grill to bother him, and that's what they did to him.
Horford no luck.
And this is the thing. They're trying to battle back, but his erratic shooting is really hurting.
Jennings wide open. Jennings can't get that one to fall.
He really had no excuse not to make that shot. Hopefully it won't shake his confidence.
Here's Johnson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
All the officials are all over that one.
The Celtics have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point, and that one falls for Johnson. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Wizards leading by 16. Now Jennings. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Feeds it to Morris. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Wizards lead by 18. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, friends and neighbors. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are in control of this game, up by 18. And let's go to Kenny. What'd you think of their first half?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Never a shortage of motion on Soldiers Field Road as we welcome you back to historic Boston. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. We've seen Markieff Morris really having a great game.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
You know, he's getting the ball in a place where he can do something with it, and he hasn't had to force one thing. The game seems like it's coming to him naturally.
Celtics trail by 18. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
You think about the Wizards roster, it's a real mix of young and veteran players, and the question is, as those vets age, can their young players take that step forward and keep them competitive?
And here's Wall. He has 5. Gortat with a screen on Thomas. Wall's shot is off.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, you know, it happens sometimes. Clear your mind, on to the next play.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape." Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas.
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, DA. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. And the Wizards' 2016 draft pick conveyed to Phoenix in a trade for Markieff Morris.
So, Kevin, we've seen this is a franchise not opposed to trading picks for veteran talent. They did that for Marcin Gortat, and I like that trade for them. The danger, though, is if you get stuck in the middle with no room to grow. Let's see where they go from here.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter.
Boy, what a pass. That assist was right on target. That's why his teammates absolutely love playing with this guy.
Gortat with a screen on Thomas. Wall's shot is good.
Oh, a bone-jarring screen from Gortat, and that frees the shooter.
Thomas dishes to Horford. Back to Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Wall passes to Gortat. Back to Wall. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Wall's got 10 points. Doris, you've covered the game at so many levels, be it women's basketball, men's college, men's pro, and your view, how significant are the differences in the game from one level to the other?
Yeah, I think that the gap is significant. Vastly different games. I like to say I cover 3 different sports, even though they all are only basketball. Women's basketball is at an entirely different point in its history. To me, the college men's game, you know, the skill level is there, and increasingly it's getting better. But not on the floor at any one point are 5 guys, all of whom have the athleticism or the skill set to make it to the NBA. What's striking to me about the NBA is on any given trip up the floor, and in all likelihood on the vast majority of them, you're going to see something special.
That is so true. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Yeah, I think that's where you swing the ball around. Try and find a better passing angle.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Brown is checked in for Horford. Smart comes in for Bradley. And it's Rozier in for Isaiah Thomas. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Bogdanovich is checked in.
And Brown is just a physical beast, especially inside where he gets whatever he wants.
There's a screen. Outside, Wall. Kicks it to Gortat to the inside. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Beal's shot is good.
You know, he's been so accurate from the floor tonight, really helping them stay ahead.
Here's Rozier. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
No, I mean, exactly. That's not an easy area for him to operate in with that kind of defensive setup. A nice job to get it up and over the bigger guy.
Jason Smith, he's checked in for the Wizards. Jennings comes in for John Wall. Jennings kicks to Bogdanovich. Gortat with a screen on Brown. Offensive rebound. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Oh, very confident inside. I'll tell you, Gortat's mentality, if you don't foul me, I'm scoring it every single time.
First one falls for him. Well, you just have to love the motor of Gortat. Always is moving to open space doors, keeping the defense on their toes. And when the ball goes up, you know he's going to be crashing.
Well, I think, Kevin, you would agree that very few other big men move as much as Gortat. He's got great timing on when to dive in for a rebound, and his movement creates so much chaos for opponents. And I think it also opens up opportunities for the guys around him.
Wizards leading by 14. Beal dishes to Bogdanovich. He kicks it to Gortat. And there's the pass to Bogdanovich. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Beal can't get it to go. Boston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Brown outside. But they recover it. Now here's Smart. He's covered by Beal. Screen by Olynyk. Here's Crowder. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Crowder's got 5 points so far.
It looked like they were willing to give him that three-point shot, and he doesn't blink. Drills it right in their eye.
Teardrop shot, and the layup is up and in. Rozier's got it back down to within single digits for the Celtics.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
I like the commitment from Bradley Beal to take it inside and attack the defender.
Here's Rozier. He's got 5. Pass to Smart. 1 second left, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Washington called for the foul. It's his first trip to the line. First free throw is good. No good on the second free throw. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Wizards out front, leading by 10. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with... And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, bottom line is, good things are going to happen, bad things are happening. How you respond is the biggest key. Let's go.
And Brad Stevens moments ago focusing on what they can do now rather than worrying about what's already happened.
Yeah, and this is all you can do. Put all of your energy into this moment. The past, the future, they don't matter.
And the final period of play just about to start. 4th quarter on the court for the Wizards. Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. Markieff Morris is out there with Oubre, and it's Porter in at the 3 spot. Pocket 2. Here's Smart. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
To the middle, stolen by Smart. To the inside, here's Bradley, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor. And the Celtics, really since the departure of the big 3 and Rajon Rondo, doing an amazing job of stockpiling assets and draft picks all along while still being competitive. So you had to know, though, that that front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else.
And the first one drops. And the Celtics last season in a quote-unquote rebuild mode. And yet, Greg, they were among the best teams in the NBA, certainly the East. Did they need to make any trades?
You know, they basically had to start combining assets. They were already one of the deepest teams in the league. They had 3 first-round picks in that 16 draft, 3 second-rounders. At some point, you have to make a quantity for quality trade because you only get 15 spots.
Beal gets a wide-open look. Off target with his 3.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
Johnson the screen. Outside Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. Porter pulls it in.
Neither coach nor his teammates are pleased with the way he's playing. He's simply got to adjust his shot selection.
Wall passes to Beal. Morris a screen. And Beal is good for 3. And the Wizards lead by 13.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
You know, I think with the injuries that Bradley Beal has had to deal with in his career, it has taken a toll on his development. He's never played a full season in the NBA, and it's pretty hard to maximize your game when you're always fighting back from injury.
Boston making a switch here. Crowder's checked in. And a switcher also for Washington. Gortat's checked in. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
With Beal, he said himself that he might need to be on a minute restriction for the rest of his career. Of course, that's not a good sign.
No, it's not, Kevin. And in the past, Beal has played quite a bit every time he's been available, so this would be a tough adjustment if that happens. For Beal, you need to do whatever it takes to stay healthy on the floor. He's a big-time talent, but he can't help his team if he's injured more often than not.
Outside, Wall. Knocked away. Stolen by Thomas. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. And here's Bradley from 3. Good on the three-point shot. Bradley's got 9 points here in the second half.
You know, probably could have gone strong to the hoop, but with the D out of position on the break, I like his decision to take the 3.
And Wall kicks to Morris. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
What a story for Markieff Morris, taken exactly 1 pick before his twin brother Marcus back in 2011.
Markieff Morris. 2 shots.
Two shots.
The first one falls. He hits both from the stripe.
There's some of that trademark consistency of his at the free throw line.
Here's Thomas. That shot missing. And Washington the other way now. They led by as many as 18 points.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
There's a screen by Gortat. Beal from long range. The Wizards with another miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Bradley can't get it to go.
Boy, a really bad collective mental lapse. They are fortunate he missed that.
To the middle and stolen by Horford. Outside Bradley. There's the dish to Thomas. Back to Bradley. Lets it go from deep. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Thomas against Wall. There's a whistle and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. Outside, Wall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul on on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Just a beautiful job by Morris to draw the foul. There is an art to getting the defender to commit.
Free throw good for Morris. And for so many players, the game of basketball is really a lifeline, whether to afford college or even beyond. And Doris, have you seen that aspect of the sport shape an individual's future?
No, I don't think there's any question. You can look up and down the NBA and every roster and know for a fact that the game of basketball has shaped the lives of these young men from the time they were in their earliest stages. I mean, for some, the game has been a lifesaver, no question about it.
And here's Wall outside. Rebound Boston. Johnson's got his fourth rebound in this one. Bradley with the ball. Right side, Thomas. Looking to get back on track here. He lays it in.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
I love it. He did not let the height disadvantage affect him one bit.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Washington.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
A good win, and a lot went into it. But I just like the showing for John Wall.
Well, you love that this guy came with the mindset that rim protection would be the job that he was going to do consistently all night, contesting and blocking shots. Such a terrific job.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Olenek, he's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Crowder. Young's checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Rozier in for Isaiah Thomas. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Olenek has the open look. Oh, good on the three. And Washington can just let the clock run down here. Outside Jennings. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall. I'll tell you what, his season high in points powered everything they did. Clearly, he was the catalyst tonight as they come away with the well-deserved W.
Once again, John Wall proving that he has developed into one of the NBA's true superstars. The choices he makes with the basketball in his hands are so intelligent. Great job tonight. The smartest player on the floor tonight. He had the defense guessing all night long.
You could just see the intensity and focus from him, right, Kenny? I mean, he wasn't fazed by the crowd. You know, usually that's the case with him, but not tonight. He came in determined to make the little plays, make some big ones, and keep the momentum going.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.